What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Now, things went from bad to worse, even without Max Allegri heading the squad, going down to Monza. Juventus dropped points once again, but this time, all three on the road in a match where they could not lose against a relegation squad. Now, what does it mean for the future of the club? What does it mean for Max Allegri? We'll talk about that now. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconerizonechannel. My name is Justin Sofer, and today it is a Monday. It's Monday, September 19th, 2022. Of course, I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus. Before we do anything, though, do me a solid favor. Smash that like button. Hit that thumbs up. Give us a big thumbs up to help this channel to continue to grow. Again, appreciate everybody else that has been flooding into this channel. We appreciate the support, and we appreciate you all tuning into what I would call reality check Juventus sports talk. All right. Also, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. Stay notified for all of our latest videos. Let's just get into it. What we have for you today, Juve. It's the day after, but we already kind of did enough of the morning, if you will. What happened with Juventus Monza? It was an absolutely catastrophe. It was a catastrophe. That's the only thing I can say. Just trying to get that out there. Whatever's going on with this club and whatever's going on with the squad cannot persist, cannot continue. And that starts at the very top. Max Allegri, your time is done, son. You're done, son. We have to move on. And the club, if they want to be taken seriously with their fans in Serie A, in Champions League, you have to make the difficult decision. Now, we're going to talk about if they will make that decision today, but also, what does it mean for the long-term goals of Juventus? Are we lowering the bar? Because there's a timeline that we have to meet, and if Juve are deciding, hey, we're going to do it now, we're going to get ahead of this thing, and we're going to find a solution to get things going, let's go. But there's also reports that Juve maybe potentially don't want to spend the money, or the names aren't out there, and that's going to be a big problem. As much as I yelled and screamed when it came to Juve not wanting to get the right fit, the right decision, the right players, because the dollar was too high at Juve Bene. When it came to getting players, you can only imagine how I'm going to feel when it comes to the coaching staff. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the news that we have here today. And the very first thing up that I have for you, of course, is talking, it's not a good stat. It's not a good stat at all. All right, Optapalo opens this thing up with Juventus have failed to win in all first four away games of the season for the first time since 1997, 1998, and failed to win in all three away matches of the Serie A campaign for the first time since 1993, 1994. That is catastrophic. That is abysmal. We're talking about back when your boy Justin had a full head of hair. I was 7 years old, 7, 8, or 3, 4, depending. Whichever two demographics you want to go with. Obviously, when it comes to Champions League, those numbers that come in there, 97, 98, I don't want to say less caring, but I'm less heavy-handed when it comes to the Champions League. I've been pretty upfront when it comes to the Champions League that I do not put all my faith and all my cards into that. Juventus should focus on Serie A. Well, they've been even worse in the Serie A, if we're being honest. I guess technically they've been better because they won 2 games. 2 out of 9. 2 out of 9. But 2 games in the Serie A. That's the state of the program. And that's just where we are right now. It's frustrating. I know how you feel. I'm sure everybody feels this way. All right, let's continue on, though. And one of the biggest problems, though, of course, in that match were the players. The consistency of the players. But the players, I think, because of poor coaching. I'm not going to put it all on the players like we were doing before, where you're just going and attacking Rabiot, attacking, whoever, Aaron Ramsey, whoever you want to put on the slab, Moise Kean. At this point, it's a coaching issue. It is an issue with the guys that are supposed to be heralding this thing, getting this thing together, putting out the game plan. It's Allegri, Landucci, everybody below him, everybody above him. Management, it's all part of their issue. All right. And that's where I get into this. The reason I preface that with this is talking about Di Maria and yesterday. Obviously, first up, before I even talk about the intricacies of him and Max Allegri and all that, I saw some people tweeting out some stuff yesterday about, our guy Di Maria. And, I heard a lot of people were in agreement. It was a stupid move. Stupid mistake. Immature. For a man 34 years old, to make that mistake, it's egregious. But at the same time, I also had some people out here kind of defending him and saying that that's soft. That's soft in Serie A. They call that. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. Any other sport, you do that in any other sport. They change the rules in all of them. in American basketball, well, it's basketball period, not American basketball, but in basketball, if you do that, like when you try to gain possession of the ball and you swing your arms like that where you can hit somebody in the friggin' face, that is a technical foul. You're gonna get booked. You get sent off. That happens all the time. And for Di Maria to do that in a situation where he didn't need it wasn't necessary at all. Let's just say that. It wasn't necessary. Sorry that you're getting a little bit pissy that the defender was actually defending you pretty well. And that's coming from, like, again, a relegation side squad. Who actually you made not relegation because you gifted them 3 points. So congratulations. It is what it is. Again, the one thing I would just say with that is there's a reason that Ludacris made a song called Throw Them Bows. It's not good. Don't throw them bows during games. All right, let's continue on, though, and we're talking about Di Maria, the situation there. Gazzetta dello Sport reporting, Allegri expected Di Maria to lift the team with its quality, but the Angel, I hate the way they do the terminology, but Angel Di Maria is playing careless and perhaps with his mind already on the national team. After only a few months, the relationship between the two already seems to have broken down. The relationship between Allegri and Di Maria seems to have already broken down due to the handling of his injury. Di Maria would have preferred more caution after the adductor injury. Two little quick things. Funny. The first half of this kind of humorous if you have to find humor in this, right? The very first part saying that Allegri expected Di Maria to lift the team's quality, but now his mind's already on the national team. Who could have been saying that? Who could have been the guy who was expecting? Here's the thing. I've also kind of bitten the knee for Di Maria because let's be honest. Di Maria is still a much better player than everything else Juve is working with right now. Right? But I will say this. Who was the one who could have possibly said on this channel, who would it have been that said that they think that maybe, perchance, that Di Maria's head's all at the Champions League, or not Champions League, sorry, FIFA World Cup, and then he's out of here. Who would have said that? I don't know. I can't recall. If you guys can remind me in the comment section down below, let me know if you recall that. Okay. All right, let's go ahead with the second part of this, though. And Gazzetta dello Sport reported that Di Maria could actually be suspended for 3 games instead of the usual 2. 3 games. 3 games for this. Are we getting a little bit egregious on here? I think we're being a little bit egregious. I think we're punishing Juve players a little bit harsher than you punish everybody else. That's what I'm going to say. Though, I still stand firm. Shouldn't have done it. Bad move. Bad decision. All right. Let's continue on. Next, things aren't going well when the players, your former players, are stepping up and talking a little bit of smack about you and the way that you're operating things lately, right? I guess that's the only way to put it. Claudio Marchisio made some comments yesterday following the match saying, the problem is not Juve losing. You can lose. You lose with Monza without ever taking a shot. There's a disconnect between the team, the coach, and the club. You can see it from the statements. So basically just taking a shot saying, if you can't take a shot, he's taking his shot by saying, if you can't take a shot, that's a big bleeping problem. And I think we all agree with that, and we all know that. We've talked about that issue on end, ad nauseum, the last, 4 or 5 matches, it feels like, for Juventus. Goes on to say, with an important squad, even in 10 you play, this Juve cannot play. It's worrying. Then there's Vlahovic, Di Maria. Vlahovic hasn't grown since he arrived. Again, thank you, Marchisio, for saying the things that we've all been saying about how this team, the squad, is getting worse thanks to Max Allegri and the coaching that's going on here, or the lack thereof. There is no coaching. I need evidence that coaching happens. And I've talked about this for a long time. This is not something this is not an epiphany that just came to me within the last week and a half, right? Let's continue on. Marchisio goes on to say, I wouldn't want them to wait for the break to change coach. A very delicate situation. Now that's a hell of a statement. One of your former players comes out and says, it's bleeping time, guys. It's time to find a solution. Max Allegri, he ain't it. He ain't it. I know, isn't it? I just have fun. Ain't's more fun when you're trying to make a point. He is not it. It's time to find a real coach, a guy who's going to actually get the job done. And that's a hell of an indictment when a former player comes out and says that about you. Could you imagine some of the other greats that have played, that have coached for Juventus, or even I think about other sports. I think here locally where I am, like one of the Hall of Fame coaches here. Like if any of your player ever said it's time to move on from him, that's insane. He goes on to say Allegri came back at the time with COVID. So many costs, he arrived with an onerous contract that binds you. Choices made over the years. One mistake after another. Now you see this. Since the beginning of the year, the team has not been growing. So basically what I hear from this statement right here from Claudio Marchisio is he's saying that Allegri's getting fat and happy. Allegri knows he's comfortable, or he feels that way. He feels comfortable. He feels like his job is not in question. He feels like he can sit there and do nothing. He, like I said, inmates running the prison. That's basically what you got going on here. That's the kind of contract that you gave to Max Allegri. He's comfortable. He doesn't give a damn. And this is what we're doing. We're sitting in it. Right? All right. And the other thing that I really just real quick want to touch on, the COVID, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff, it bothers me when you make those comments, because to me it's an excuse. It's an excuse that's being used. You know who else was working during a pandemic? You know who else was working during that situation? Milan, Inter, winning Scudetti. Literally, you can't use the excuse that Juve came in here and because of the pandy that Juve are falling apart. I'm sorry, no, that ain't it. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for it at all. Everybody else is dealing with the same situation you are. Honestly, Juve started out in a better position than them. You have less of an excuse to me than them. All right. Claudio Marchisio finally says difficult moments they've all had. You never hear we're really worried sitting in front of the camera. So just kind of putting that last hammer down and just saying that's how egregious this is. Okay. Let's get into the main topic du jour of the day. And that, of course, is talking about, I guess it's going to be the topic until we have a final say. And that is Max Allegri, out, in, out. What's going on there? Well, we have updates following this match. And I understand Max Allegri didn't coach last match. That's his squad. That's his team. It didn't matter if he was coaching or not to me. All right, let's go into this. Antonello Angelini says, Nedved would be for an immediate sack. Arriva Bene would only accept low-cost solutions. Agnelli fears burning Montero like Pirlo and is not convinced. A couple of talks will happen tonight, but still no decision. All right, real quick, let's get into this. My guys, I'm not here for the Montero thing. I'm not here for the move in the Juve U23 squad up there, coach up there. I'm not here for it. To me, that's asinine. It's an asinine solution if that's what Juve are going to do. It's penny pinching. It's your poverty club if you're doing that. To me, I feel like go get a real damn coach. Get a guy who can get the job done. You don't have to spend buku bucks. You don't have to spend all the money. You can go get an Italiano. You can get a guy like that. You can get something like that. And I understand situation at Fiorentina. He maybe is in the top of his game right now, but I still feel like he's doing more. He got more out of Vlahovic than Allegri is. I don't know why I paused there. Sorry. But anyway, than Allegri is. Pirlo, yeah, we know the Pirlo situation. Nedved going for the immediate sack. Nedved knows. Here's the thing. I'm starting to be more and more on Nedved dancing at the club with 3 girls on him. With his belief. To be honest, I'm with him there. I understand you have to make the decisions. And you have to make those decisions now. It is not okay. You're telling me right now, by not making a move, that nobody cares, nobody gives a damn about Juve. Nobody gives a damn about the season. You're okay with failure for the season. And I've never heard, in my lifetime, that I've been a Juventus fan, I've never heard that is okay. And I didn't believe that it would be something that would be okay under Andrea Agnelli. I don't know. That's where we sit right now. The Arriva Bene stuff, the low-cost thing, my guy, that's fine. You can do that with players. Don't do this with the coach. Like, I understand, don't penny pinch to get a shit coach, and then we're having to move on with another crap season, right? I'm just not here for that. All right, let's continue on. Of course, Arriva Bene also doesn't, to me, I feel like he doesn't fully get it. He still doesn't fully get it. As much as I like him, he doesn't fully get it. Sky Sports also reporting both and saying that Juventus for now are not thinking about sacking Allegri. So you got Nedved over here screaming into a void, and you got everybody else saying, let's keep him for now because we want to save money. And then we go on. Nico Scheda, though, has a report saying there's no intention on the part of Max Allegri to resign. It was so in the aftermath of the debacle with Benfica, and the scenario does not change after Monza. Sacking will be a club bloodbath. The coach remains at the helm of the team. Take that forever, however you personally feel about that. I honestly think it would also be a club bloodbath to not sack him. So, I don't know. We move on. Gazette dello Sports reporting, though, we have, like I said, they're different reports, so that's why I'm throwing them all out here. Gazette dello Sports reporting that Allegri will remain the coach until the World Cup. The club will make a decision at that moment. So we have basically till what, November, December-ish? But I guess this is until the World Cup, not after. Will it be too late by then? I personally think it'll be too late by then. You saw what happened last season. Juve had a decent stretch in the early January to whatever March timeline last year. They climbed themselves back up in the poll, if you will, the standings. But in the end, it was not enough because of what they did from September to November. And once again, Juve are going to do this. They're going to hurt themselves in the first half of the season, and then they were not even going to give themselves a chance in the second half. In the second half, when supposedly Chiesa, everybody else, Di Maria, Pogba, all them could be healthy. And again, I'm not here for the excuses of he doesn't have those guys. You're a coach. You do the best. You make chicken salad out of chicken shit. That's what you do. Let's continue on. Romeo Gresti says it's reporting on a solution that the club has given, saying that over the past few days, Juventus has given Andriani a head of performance more responsibility. He has more saying in terms of overseeing the club's different areas of performance, strength and conditioning analysis, etc. There you go, guys. There is your solution from the club right now. That is what the club is pushing right now as the solution. That's at least what they're floating out to the media, to Romeo Gresti, to tell you, to make you feel better about the situation with the club. Some no-name person, most people, when I say no-name, maybe most people do know. Maybe I'm just unaware. Maybe I'm a jackass. But somebody who's lower on the totem pole has been moved up. Everybody feel good about that? Problem solved. Problem solved. We're good. Let's move forward. All right. And then, like a shark in bloody waters. See a little sniff? Little sniff came along. And who is it? Who's out there sniffing? Who's sniffing? You know who it is. Y'all crowned him king this summer. You crowned him king, and don't forget about him. Don't keep my boy's name out your mouth, right? Luca Monblano, like a shark in bloody waters. He knows what's going on. He's ready to pounce. All right, here he is. First up, Monblano goes out there to say Juve is keeping Tuchel in mind. But the way Juve thinks conservatively, which has been promoting products from within the club for years, it cannot stand the level of certainty that someone like Tuchel would bring. It cannot understand that, which is a big statement by him. We'll see. We'll see. Keep Tuchel in mind. I've heard a lot of people throw that one out there, obviously, since Chelsea parted ways with him. I'm still doubtful because Juve go Italian. They go for, homegrown, something like that. But we'll see. Juve hold the line. Allegri, it's your business. You sort it out. But the fact that there's a 2-week break changes things. The club will have to meet with the coach. In my opinion, the situation is very compromised. He's trying to be the positivity guy. He's trying to float that out for you. These guys are actually taking this serious. These guys actually care, is what he's saying. We'll see. This is your moment to prove it. Agnelli, management, it's your time to prove it. Monblano goes on to say Juve is taking a night of reflection regarding Allegri, and this night will last 3 days. So, 3 days. We're putting the timer up. Put the timer up, guys. Put it on the bianconerizone Twitter account, wherever you want to put it. Let's put that running timer. You got 3 days. 72 hours, right? Wait, yeah, 72 hours. Doing the math in my head. You got 72 hours to prove yourself. Make your decision, at least. Do you care about actually playing competitive football, or do you care more about saving dollars? That's what I need to know. What matters to you? Honestly, and I don't think Juve can really afford. I think you're losing more money by keeping Max Allegri than you were to be making a move. And I understand there's a financial investment that goes into that. It is what it is. Just real quick, there's also been some other things floated out there. Names posted out there. Zidane is one. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it when it comes to Zinedine Zidane and his potential to ever come back to Juventus. I think he's going to France. I don't think his wife really wants to come back here. And then the other name, one that's starting to get a little bit more traction, which makes me happy, surprised, but happy, is the idea maybe we can do a hot take video on this. We just put the full hot take video out there of Antonio Conte returning to his club. What would you guys think about that? I know people are hating on Antonio Conte. I know people are done with him. I know people wanted the star removed in the past. And I know the infighting between him and Agnelli. To me, this is his chance. This is Antonio Conte's potential chance to come and right himself with the club that he played for and that hopefully he still cares about. And right himself with the fans. What better opportunity than to come pull Juve back out of this bleep hole? You know what I'm saying? One thing I can say about and I know what people are going to say too. Antonio Conte, he goes places, he stays there for 3 years, and then he's gone. Maybe not even that. Maybe a year or two. Maybe less than that. 3 years tops. My personal opinion, actually, I guess it's 2 years, right? 2 years. I don't know why I gave 3 years. 3 years is way too much. 3 years is being way too positive in that situation. He goes there for a couple of seasons and he's out of here. Well, one thing I do know is he always leaves the club that he was in a better position long term. Usually the guy who comes in after him, usually the guy who comes in after him can have success off of what he's built, the foundation he's set. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll update you every step of the way, but that's what we have for now. Right now, you're on the clock, Juve. 72 hours. At least that's what Milano's telling us. We'll see if that's true. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you agree with the reports that are being put out there? Do you agree with that Max Allegri? He gotta go, or do you think for some reason there's something that he can save this and some way that he can have some kind of redemption arc? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, smash that like button, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button as well, and of course hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter, Facebook. Actually, not Facebook. No, just Twitter. Just follow me on Twitter. Why'd I say that? But you can also follow Bianconerizone at Bianconerizone, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri. Say hello to your old lady for me.